My name is Jannelyn Santos and I go to Butler University. Starting out, I was a biology major because I have two older brothers who attended Butler and they were STEM majors before me. So it made sense for me to follow suit and take a STEM major the way that my family wanted. In high school, I was very studious. I took a lot of science classes, I got a lot of good grades, even better than the ones that my brothers got, and so my mom convinced me that I shouldn't waste my knowledge. At first, biology was pretty interesting. I took genetics, cell bio, but then I realized I burnt out pretty quickly. I didn't make a lot of friends, and it was really intimidating to ask for help, both for professors and people. Everyone seemed so smart and unapproachable. That being said, I spent a lot of time studying on my own, trying to figure it out by myself and not asking for help. It was kind of lonely, but I did it to myself, and I was kind of used to it anyway. Then there was one class that really sent me in a spiral. I took a 5-credit science class, and I wasn't doing the best in it. I was always the last one finishing lab, and repeatedly doing that just made me feel like a failure every time. Then I had to make a decision. I either withdraw or I keep it. But at the time I was a freshman and I was scared and not confident, and so naturally I gave up. That was 5 credits taken off my 16-credit course, making me a part-time student. And that was devastating because I was a freshman and I felt like I was doing everything wrong. But the next best thing I could do was to work on my gen eds. That's when I started taking PCA classes, and that ultimately changed my life. The Jordan Annex is a quaint little building, kind of low-key, but I managed to find a lot of people that were like me. I made a lot more friends here. That's when I realized I needed a creative outlet. I needed studio classes. I wasn't feeling fulfilled completely with the science classes. They were interesting, but that wasn't enough. I could spend hours in the annex working on my projects, and it wouldn't do anything to me. I'd be perfectly fine spending 10 hours in the studio, and I loved it. That's when I knew I had to make the change, and I knew I had to have a difficult conversation with my family. In the end, my family was actually really supportive about it, especially my Lola, which is grandma in my Filipino language.
Ako si Pilising. Ang tunay kong pangalan, Felicidad Diaz. Nakakatuwa at saka nakakalibang. Tutuwa nga ako at nalilibang ako sa ginagawa ko. Bulaklak, lahat na. Ba gusto mo? Gumaya ka sa akin. Mag-drawing ka ng maganda. Oo, patunayan mong kayang-kaya mo. Yung mga hindi ko nagawa, gawin mo, maisipan ko. Kung ano ang maisip ko, siya kong gagawin. Katulad ng ibon, kandila, kailangan sa isip para maganda. Ay siyempre, dahil masasanay ako, may magagawa kong lahat ng gusto ko. Hindi nangangatog. Pero may ang tutok sa pagguhit. Pagka nangangatog, paling-paling. Hindi pa. Matanda na ako. Hindi pa nangangatog. Ka-drawing pa ako. Kung ako'y bata pa, di lalo na, no? At saka kung ako'y pinayagang mag-aral, siguro marunong ako. Kasi hindi ako pinayagan, pobre lang kami. Walang ikasunod ang aking pamilya sa akin. Dahil kami, poor na poor. Alam pera, isa pa, hindi pa, marami kami magkakapatid. Pero, ilan lang, iisa nakatapos sa amin.
She was the one that helped me decide the most, because she understood me. She was an artist, and she knew what it was like to turn away from something you loved. So, from one artist to another, I asked her to collaborate with me for a professional practices project. While my Lola was sketching, I was going online to look up references of elderly people. I started out drawing exactly what I saw, and then I slowly started to tweak it to make it look more like her. My Lola is incredibly important to me. She's so sweet and so wholesome, and I thought the best way to express this is to make her Disney themed. I gave her big eyes and big glasses to emphasize her cuteness, and then I gave her a hunched little old lady body. Then I took all of my Lola's drawings and scanned them into a computer. I used Adobe Photoshop to play with lighting and the shadows so that I could get rid of the background I scanned in. This step in Photoshop was actually very crucial to my project because it was important to edit out that background. If I didn't, the background would be printed out. So removing it gave it kind of like a coloring book type of effect. After printing it out, I cut them out like stickers, and I pasted them all together on a mixed media board as if they were like a collage. As I was putting everything together, I wanted to continue on this very lighthearted theme, and I thought the best way to do that is to use watercolor. It's very translucent, it's very flowy and free, and if I really wanted to have darker colors, I could always layer them. I stuck to a lot of shades of green in order to fit my Lola's very nature-esque theme. She draws a lot from memory because she was from the Philippines. It's very rural, a lot of farmland and animals and greenery, so it makes sense that she loves drawing flowers and plants. I feel like this is very reflective of her personality as well, because she's really down to earth, she's so caring, and she's extremely nurturing. And to further emphasize this, I kind of added a Renaissance reference with the halo above her head. Not only is it a reference to Mother Mary and how she's very nurturing, but it's also a symbol of her religion too, because she's very passionate. So, I found myself switching to arts and design as a major. I kept bio as a minor because I didn't want to get rid of it completely, but arts and design was meant for me, because I found myself in a lot of studio classes like drawing, photography, sculpture, animation. It was crazy. I never thought I would do these classes in college, but here I am. I'm doing it now, and I love it. I'm doing what I like, and I'm picking up from where my Lola left off. I'm literally living out my Lola's ambitions, as well as my own. And I can't wait to see where it takes me.
What is one word that you use to describe this piece?
Personality.
Love.
Inspiring.
Vibrant.
Cultural.
Precious.